Currently, at the time of filming this, we are 18 days until Halloween Horror Nights 32 opening weekend.
We are so excited to tell you everything that we are excited about and what to expect when you go to this event.
First, 3 tips to help you survive Halloween Horror Nights 32. Pace yourself. Don't plan to do everything. If you want to do everything, spend that extra cash and get the express pass.
Second tip is to hydrate. It is going to be incredibly hot outside. It's Florida, it's going to be fall, but it's still Florida.
Third tip, do your homework. Get a layout, get a plan, watch the movies.
Watching the movies or the TV shows really gives you a more immersive experience when you go through the houses.
If you like Stranger Things, plan to do Stranger Things. If you're not a big fan of The Exorcist, or you don't know anything about Yeti Campground Kills, don't prioritize that. Go to Stranger Things. Get what you like done first.
There were a lot of speculations for what HHN 32 was going to contain, so we're going to tell you right now everything that Universal has released for what is going to be at Horror Nights this year.
Starting with Stranger Things Season 4. Try to escape the curse of Vecna. Pretty much this is the scariest season of Stranger Things. Season 4, there's going to be a lot of things. You're going to be in the minefield of Vecna. Second, The Exorcist Believer. The name of this house is An Evil Reawakened. This is based on the new movie coming out in October, the sequel to the original Exorcist that came out in the 80s.
The third house is going to be The Last of Us. It's going to be based off of the video game, immersive in that. It's basically going through that, all the hauntings, and introducing you to all of the critters and everything that they have in the game.
Yep, and it's based off of the video game, not the HBO series, so keep that in mind.
The fourth house is going to be Chucky. Now, this Chucky is going to be based off of the TV series, not the movies, but same idea, the doll that's killing.
It's that killer doll.
It's that killer doll.
The fifth IP house that Universal's putting on this year is 4 Universal Monsters, 1 New Nightmare. The past few years they've put out a Universal Monster house. This time they have 4 Universal Monsters, but you kind of get 5. You get Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which kind of count as one, because it is one person. But you get the Phantom of the Opera, a Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the Invisible Man. Alright, moving on to the Universal original houses. This is the 6th house that they've announced. Dr. Oddfellow Twisted Origins. The name of this house, Your Soul Has a Price, He's Willing to Pay. The overarching theme of every scare zone they have this year ties into Dr. Oddfellow. Look at that baby. But yeah, this Dr. Oddfellow house, Twisted Origins, is going to tell you how Dr. Oddfellow came about. Might have an appearance from Jack the Clown, so if you're a Horror Nights fan, that's going to be kind of cool. But coolest part about this is it reaches out into all the scare zone. Everything ties together. We'll see how they do it. Should be pretty interesting. Alright, the 7th house is going to be the Dueling Dragons house, which if you're a Universal fan, you'll know that they had a roller coaster in Islands of Adventure. The Dueling Dragons, the Merlin's Dueling Dragons, the Dragon Challenge. It went by many names, but it's no longer there. This one says, no matter who you choose, you lose. Looks like there's going to be an opportunity where you get to choose the fire path, or you get to choose the ice path. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Looking forward to that one.
I'll be interested to see how they make that come alive in the house. The 8th house is going to be Yeti Campground Kills. They've had a Yeti house in the past, but this one is going to be traveling back into like the 1950s on a campground. And there's a Yeti that's going to attack apparently. So
really hoping for some Jason vibes.
Yeah. The 9th house is going to be the Darkest Deal. The description of this house does give off very strong The Devil Went Down to Georgia vibes.
Yeah, this story's been told a million times of a musician who sold his soul for the devil, so we're looking forward to that one. Alright, the final house that they have officially announced is Blood Moon Dark Offerings. Whenever this was speculated, people thought this was like a Salem witch house, possibly like a Roanoke. That era, that time, looks pretty cool. Talking about moon worshippers, so this is going to be interesting. I have a feeling this is going to be the sleeper, kind of like how last year the Dead Man's Wharf. I think that's going to be this year. Might be a long shot, but that's my call. I'm calling my shot now. Moving on to the scare zones. First of all, Dr. Oddfellow Collection of Horror. Putting the name out there on the first one. Historically, like the opening scare zones as you're coming through the gate has not been great. But last year they dipped their toe into it a little bit last year. The just culmination of everything that you'll see throughout the park in that opener. So that's what they're doing this year with Dr. Oddfellow Collection of Horror.
The next scare zone is going to be the Dark Zodiac. That is going to be when you come in and you go down towards Hollywood. This is going to be Dr. Oddfellow area of entering into a dark dimension, and he's harnessing the power of the zodiac signs for like all his power to live forever.
All right, moving on to scare zone number 3. This one is going to be called Jungle of Doom Expedition Horror. It's pretty much, like we said, tying back to Dr. Oddfellow. He went back into the jungle, performed experiments on nature, because, you know, he's just that kind of guy. Yeah, not really much here. We've seen some stuff online, people videoing bats and stuff. It looks pretty cool. I'm excited for this one. I like a good jungle theme, anything.
The fourth scare zone is going to be Vamp 69, Summer of Blood. This is going to be like a Woodstock with vampires, which I'm actually really excited about. I'll be excited to see how this scare zone is put together and executed.
If we don't see a Jimi Hendrix vampire, I'm going to be so disappointed. Back with our 5th scare zone. This one is Shipyard 32, Horrors Unhinged. Takes place in 1940s. San Francisco. Takes place in the San Francisco area of the park, so you know that makes sense. Dr. Oddfellow back at it again with his nightmarish oddities, escaping, coming at you, you know, all that good stuff. Not to discourage you from going this year or anything like that, but the only downside to this year is there's only one show that we know of so far. It's going to be the Nightmare Fuel. It was the same show for the year before and the year before that. Hopefully they change it up a little bit this year. Last year, you literally fell asleep.
To be fair, we had been in the park all day and then all night as well.
Yeah.
But I did fall asleep during that show.
But hopefully they changed it up a little bit this year. I think they renamed it, so fingers crossed. All right, this one goes out to all the people that are staying on property for Horror Nights this year. If you are staying at any Universal hotel, guess what? You have a photo op in your hotel. They have photo ops in every single hotel. Last year they had one at Cabana Bay. It was a pretty cool experience. It was based around Universal Monsters. This year it's based around Chucky. Cabana Bay is the starter. I think they have the biggest one, but every hotel this year will have a photo op. Now that we know what's going to be there this year, what is your favorite? What are you most excited for?
I am most excited for the Stranger Things house. I was really sad that we missed it a few years back when they did it. So I'm excited to see it this year, and I think this is probably going to be the best year for them to do it, just because it was such a spooky season of Stranger Things. But other than that being the house I'm most excited for, I'm excited to just be back at Horror Nights for the vibes that it brings. It's always a good time. I'm excited to try all the food and the different drinks that they have. So yeah. What are you most excited for?
Probably the most exciting thing is going to be Stranger Things. Like you said, we're big Stranger Things fans. But what I'm most excited for is the unknown. We're talking about last year, nobody really saw the Dead Man's Pier coming, the Winter's Wake. I'm excited for what's going to be this year that nobody knows about. It's going to be good. We are so excited for Horror Nights this year. The countdown is on, and we have been looking forward to it all year.
We are going to be there all 3 nights of opening weekend, so if you do see us, come say hello.
And hopefully this video helps you maximize your Horror Nights experience. If you like what we do, hit that subscribe. If you like this video, hit that like button. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate you watching.
See you there.
Oh, I'm so excited!